and it gets 2 beats, as we like to call it. So whoever has this note on their next one, please read.
It says, in the reflection you see the mirror.
I decided to do a little play on words here. My goal is to help students learn how to learn. And we have a saying in the music program where the ensemble is a reflection of the conductor. And I really like this because I have to look at the reflection to see how I'm doing. So looking at the reflection to see if I'm assessing correctly, if they're understanding what I'm trying to teach them, and if they're learning how to learn. And all the while, then I'm assessing what they're doing and then finding different strategies in order to do that. So in the reflection, you see the mirror just refers to different strategies that I've put in my toolbox. Some brain-compatible lessons that music teachers really like to use are modeling, rehearsal, and repetition, which the reason why we did, 2 of the things we did in the introduction was for modeling. For my elementary kids, I have to model all the time, especially in my elementary music class. When we've gone over different songs, you have to model it for them, and then you use repetition all the time. So every time they come into the class, you repeat every song that you're doing, just so that way it transfers into long-term memory. Rehearsal for the secondary music method, or for secondary music, we do this every day. We do it all the time, and we absolutely love it. We fall in love with the rehearsal process. So, which both of these 2 words, rehearsal and repetition, refer to the 7 R's, which help with brain-compatible lessons, and Roy G. Biv. And one of the 3 ones that involve music are the repetition, which you're supposed to do it 4 times within the first hour, so that way they retain the information, which is also review. G, which is glucose, which is laughter, and I love to involve laughter into whatever I'm doing, just because they have a lot more fun, they're more engaged into whatever I'm teaching, and we end up learning a lot, so that's awesome. And then O, which is oxygen. I chose O because of deep breathing exercises, especially for choir. It's kind of hard for band because they have instruments, you have to set them down, pick them back up, and your classroom management is out the window. So oxygen's specifically for choir because since we are breathing a lot and we're singing, we have to have good breath support in order to produce a really good sound. 2 theorists that I thought were very appropriate for the strategies portion is Bruner. Pertaining to the constructivist theory, since they have music classes from the elementary age, they're always building on top of that, and when they get to the secondary level, we hope that they have a foundation of knowledge to help them do what we're learning. Dewey is learn by doing, which is we do every single day in the class, which is why modeling, rehearsal, and repetition are extremely important because we're always learning and doing at the same time. And students retain 90% more information when they learn by doing. So it's pretty awesome that I get to do this every day and they're learning all the while we're having fun. I want to show you something in my portfolio. This is a lesson plan that I made for an 8th grade clarinet choir that they had, which was really quite interesting to watch. They had a lot of fun, but I learned it in an elementary class, and what you do is you take black yarn that show the staff. So the staff is 5 lines, and you can also use duct tape. I had to use duct tape because it was all hardwood floors, and they would have slipped on the yarn, so that would have been bad. But so we use duct tape, and then you call out a note name, and they jump on top of the note name. So they're getting their whole entire bodies involved with it. They're laughing while they're doing it. We had competitions to see who could race to the one, so that was really neat. But we did it for 30 minutes, and then when we went back to review all the note names without them doing it and had them finger along on their clarinets, they remembered instantly. The next day when I came in, I took them out again and had them review without their clarinets, and I would just point to different notes on the staff, and they knew exactly where the note names were. Excuse me. And then on top of that, when they had a concert coming up the next week, so I had them write in all of the note names without my help, and then I came back, and they're like, look what I've done, like I have all the note names in here, and I checked them all, and it was 100% correct. And so it just shows that while they were learning while doing it, and then the glucose really takes into play on that whenever they're having fun.
Seems like parents won't have too many questions. Tell me, how will you use research-based strategies in your classroom? I will use a lot of Kagan structures. I used one with you guys earlier, turn and talk. I will also use think, pair, share, and in my portfolio there are a lot of, there's a PowerPoint of different Kagan structures that I could use through my classroom. But I actually made these little guys, turn and talk for a TNT, and then a UPS track, but I changed it to TPS. And this is not only for my visual learners so they know what I'm talking about, but it's also for me as a teacher. I'm going to have them in the classroom to know that I need to do those things to get them involved. And here's just it just shows different structures that you can do in the classroom to get the students involved. I'm also going to skip down here to the total participation techniques. We all know that there are the 3 students that know the answers to every question. So my job is to make sure that all students participate. And so I have another helpful PowerPoint that, that has different ideas of total participation techniques to get all students involved, not just those 3 who want to be involved. And I actually went to a Brazilian state house this winter break in California, and they had these, a lot more high-tech, but I'm on a teacher budget, so it's 2 Slinkies painted together. And the red means stop, I don't want any more meat. The green means bring me more meat. For me in my classroom, the red means I have too much on my plate. I'm dealing with what I have here, I just want to focus on what I have. The green means either they're done with their assignment, they need more, or they have a question. When I see green, I will walk over to them. So this is just a little guy to help me out in knowing if they need my assistance or not. Bloom's taxonomy I actually learned from Dr. Lamar. I didn't really realize it prior, but there is no measurable way to there's no measurable way to see if the students understand. So this helps me. It's all the levels of Bloom's taxonomy, and it has different verbs to help me in my objectives to see if they actually measure those. So those are helpful to me. And then here's a lesson plan, and in this lesson plan there are I just have examples of what I have. The orange are Bloom's taxonomies, and I have those in my objectives and my assessment. The blue is total participation technique, so it's thumbs up when you're ready. I also have sticky note on the board. This means all the students get their own sticky note, and they bring it up to the board and they put where they need to put it. So I know that all students are participating. There is also right here, that is a Kagan structure, turn and talk.